Good morning. Let's get started. And for those of you who are joining now, please share the video, share the broadcast. It's going to be a long morning. Yes, let's get started.
It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come.
Yo yo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching from. I believe some of my friends who are just waking up in North America, United States and others, they will be so early right now in your own area. But yes, we'll still get a few others who are going to plug in today. For those of you who are making it to the program this morning, thank you for joining me. And for those who are watching from Nigeria, yes, again, we can hear your cries and we can hear your scream loud and clear from across the Atlantic. And that is why we want to say this again this morning. So you can join me on YouTube. For those of you who prefer to watch directly on YouTube, we are live on YouTube. So I'm going to touchlight everything today as time permits me, or until I get kind of exhausted and tired. So it's going to be a long morning. So if you have the time, please plug in and let's have a very good and wonderful conversation. So I'm going to go on to the YouTube now. You can share the video, invite your friends, invite everyone that needs to be here. Tell them Maiyegun is live, and we are about to remind those the Buhari dins and the Buhari didn'ts. The Buhari dinotus and the Buhari dijatus. The Buhari shukus. The Ngozi Haris. The Nneka Haris. The Nenandi Haris. the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the, humbled slaves of this world. Say, to remind, they are our broad-based uncles and aunties, the mumumadus, the belle lecturers, the mumu lecturers, as well as, without forgetting, by the way, their social media bandits, the Facebook artsmen, and the general populace of the Buharidins and the Buharists worldwide. We will not stop reminding you that even though in your own ignorance, even though in your own selfishness, even though in your own stupidity, you encourage things that are put together to destroy you, they never make any sense to you. But they will begin to make sense to you now. I have been told that there is no more rice in Kano. I thought you shut your border in order to be able to, what? Encourage local production of rice in Nigeria. Was that not the reason why a moment. Was that not the reason why you shut your border? Yes, the border was shut simply because you wanted to protect your local farm, your local rice farmers. And all of a sudden, their fake media, their fake news media in Nigeria brought a news sometimes in 2018 or thereabout that Nigeria, I think it was actually this year, 2020, they said Nigeria overtook Egypt as the highest grower and producer of rice in the whole of Africa. There is so much rice in Kano that can feed the rest of Nigeria for 100 million years. These guys sowed lies for existence, but you suffer it, even though you live in your own tomfoolery bubble. But you suffer it. You hate to admit it. You hate to agree that you have been scammed. A lot has happened, but this is the one I won't forget. It is very important I remind you before we go into the full details this morning. And let me be honest with you, to be sincere with you. I know you have what is called the transfer of aggression. People like Maiyegun pose a threat to the criminals you worship, to the lunatics you call leaders. I and my voice seems to pose a lot of threat to them, and you found yourself defending them, even though you should be defending yourselves. The system is rigged against you, but no matter how much you try to pretend that it is in your own interest, just remember this. Those talking about it, you shouldn't be transferring your aggression onto them. You are the one living in that world now. You are the one living in that Nigeria they created for you. I am not living there. So you cannot transfer your aggression, your anger, or your frustration. You can't transfer it to someone else who didn't create them in the first place. They just made it, they just told you that you begin to buy your petrol for 162 naira. They didn't build one single refinery in 5 years. Let that sink in, okay? You can blame anybody for anything, okay? Buhari didn't create the problem in Nigeria. It's been there. He leveraged on it and your stupidity to gain power. And here you are, transferring your frustration. You have blamed everybody. Some of you have blamed everybody but yourselves. In fact, you have actually turned a new leaf overnight, whereby the PDP thugs, the PDP criminals, starting from Atifku, going to Sarakonda, Saraki, then down to Dino, the dinosaur, the comedian, and to Kwakwanso. There are many. I'm just going to give you names that comes to my mind. These are the PDP lunatics the PDP career criminals who are currently waiting in the corner, watch you die from the mess they created. And Buhari is leveraging on it. You will die because the system is built to kill you. And you will die in many ways. I know I might be a bit too blunt. You don't like that. But my friends who knows what that narrative means loves it. It is the ash word to remind you the gravity of your culpability in what is going on. No matter how much you want to transfer your aggression to any other person, blame the rest of the world, but yourselves. But I will remind you, I'll keep reminding you. But I'm not going to start now. I'm going to start from those who told you this was wrong 8 years ago. Those who told you that the hardship that you were facing 8 years ago was wrong. It was a state-calculated attempt to destroy you, destroy your business, kill you, make you commit suicide. Are you with me? That's what they said. There were pastors there. There were musicians there. There were all sundry of criminal politicians there. The media, you know. Let's listen to them. That was where this whole thing that you are now experiencing today. They gained power. Remember, they gained power after this. And here you are. They can no longer talk. I am coming. Let's start with this.
Whether they remove the subsidy or not, we will still be in problem. If they remove subsidy, they will share the money. They have already shared it before collecting it. They say over 400 billion will go to Jonathan's government. Over 400 billion will go to state government. Over 200 billion will go to local government. They have already spent the money before they earn it. They are just fooling Colade to come and supervise an empty collection.
No force on earth can stop this revolution. The fact that I am here today with my children, with all these wonderful Nigerians, send the message to Abuja and wherever they are that the struggles for which we have been planning and working all these years have now taken off.
Governor of the Central Bank, Sanusi, came to Lagos and said, if you don't remove fuel subsidy, Nigeria will collapse. This country is not going to collapse. Those who are going to collapse are those who are cheating the Nigerian people. When my father was fighting, I was 13 years old. I am 50 in 6 months. My son is 16. We still have no electricity. We still have no health care. People are poor. People are dying because of 10,000 naira in this country. And people are stealing. The greatest Nigerian.
For several hours, the speeches went on.
Democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. Who are the people of Nigeria? If we have democracy, you must listen to the voice of the people.
The government of our country has decided to impoverish us. We have decided to say no. The pump price of petroleum must revert to 65 naira.
And if anyone was thinking this was just a one-off, the protesters had this to say about that.
By tomorrow, when everybody's coming out, please do come with some mats.
That was 8 years ago. The petroleum pump price was increased by the corrupt criminal government of Jonathan too. It was a terrible time, but it was actually not the worst. That many of you have now found out. It was a terrible time, but you know, Nigerians, let us adapt. We adapt so easily, don't we? Well, not anymore. I don't live that life anymore. And it is not a competition, my brother, okay? That you are in Nigeria, no matter any adjective that anyone used rather to describe Nigeria. Don't be offended. We are all reactionary. Yes, we are. We are reactionaries because even your politicians insult you, insult your intelligence. They ridicule you with what they say to you, what they tell you they will do, what they do after all. They do that repeatedly and they still force you to respect them. Do not be offended that people call Nigeria a contraption, an open prison, a zoo, a jungle, and call Nigerians, many of you, in all true sense of it, dollars and cowards. It is not an abuse. It is what it is. But if you are offended, by the way, it means probably you can change something too. Let me fix my charger here because I don't want them to stop us while we're on. Just a moment. So you could protest 8 years ago. That's the difference. It wasn't this terrible and worse. It was bad, but it wasn't this worse. Now, what actually made it even worse now is that by everything you condemned Goodluck Egbere Jolantan for, in your own truest conscience now, I'm speaking to you, for everything that you have condemned him for, and you are right. Okay? Don't let anybody bully you into saying you should regret not supporting Jolantan. I supported him in 2015. I was one of those voices in the wilderness that somehow narrowed the choices before Nigerians down to those two lifeless criminals, Jolantan and Bokohari. So you have every right to support whoever you want to support. Okay? It is your right, and do not feel guilty about it. You see all these narratives on social media making you feel like, no. We can laugh at, I can call you names that I want to call you, but see, do not be offended. I mean, do not feel guilty of that. It is your right. But as it is or was your right, the consequences of that is this. In your own truest conscience now, ask yourself, for everything, every bad and terrible thing you condemned Goodluck Egbere Jolantan for 8 years ago in 2012, for everything, Bokohari has done 10 times worse. Right? And you dare not ask question. That is the difference. Now, if you want to have a closure about this whole thing, yeah, you have to know that you are not wrong for not voting for Bokohari or for not voting for PDP. They were the same. You were not wrong. But if you rejected Jolantan for every obvious reason, 8 years ago when the subsidy wahala started, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling? Finding excuses or telling yourself that you have actually, you have actually done something that is now affecting you so negatively, a wrong decision. That's the right word. Are you with me? Do not be offended though if you see any comment where people are getting offended because I'm talking about Jolantan. They are here. They are regular here. We have names for them. Okay? So they are the articulatas. They are the articulated morons. The articulated slaves. So do not be offended. They are PDP members. They can tell you they are for Oduduwa. They can also tell you they are for Biafra. Okay? But they get offended if you mention Jonathan. If you talk about PDP, they are offended. And you ask yourself, hello, are they going to have PDP in Biafra Republic too? Or are we going to have a PDP in Oduduwa Republic too? Why is someone fighting for the breakup of Nigeria is offended by us talking about Jolantan, Egbere Jolantan, or Bokohari, then you understand that they are actually like the closet PDP slaves. They are here, so don't get offended. Okay, we will weed them out when the program ends. So don't worry yourself about them. They said it was a death sentence in 2012 because Jolantan was making more money from oil. It wasn't enough. They had to increase the pump price, blah, 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 blah. They stole all the money and this and that. We needed to end it. 2015, change. And do you know what? Jolantan that was spending money on subsidy was spending between 600 and 800 billion naira every year, subsidizing your petrol in Nigeria so that you will be able to buy petrol at that fixed price at the time. They were paying between 600 and 800 billion naira every year. Bokohari, who came in and told and campaigned that subsidy was a scam. The reason why you even heard about subsidy in all truest sense of it is because the government of Egbere Jolantan decided to probe subsidy scheme, and they realized that oil marketers, it will surprise you that who are the oil marketers? The kingpin. They are the senators. They are the people in government. They are the party leaders, officials, many powerful people. They call them powerful people, but they are criminals anyway. They are those behind oil subsidy. Funny enough, the subsidy thieves, they don't even have party. They cut across every party. The current governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, was his own company called Aiding Oil, was also fingered among those companies, marketers, who collected billions of naira for years from Nigerian government on oil subsidy for the fuels they bring to Nigeria and sell to Nigerians. They were collecting the billions. They didn't supply any oil. It was just this. Government gave them free cash. So when they bring refined product to Nigeria, they will take the pictures and go to the NNPC or PPMC, whatever they call them, right? And tell them that I have brought in 1 million liters of diesel. I have brought in 10 million liters of petrol, PMS. So the 10 million naira, each liter cost 120 naira. And they say we should be selling fuel for 87 naira. That is a difference of 33 naira. So will government pay me 33 naira per liter? So they go to their colleagues in PPMC or NNPC, show them the bill of lading that says they have fake bill of lading. There shows that they have brought in 10 million liters of petrol to Nigeria. So the PPMC guys or the NNPC guys will now pay that 33. I'm just giving you the little fraction of how it works, what is called subsidy, so that you understand what is subsidy, what is subsidy. So they will now say the landing cost is 120 naira. So if you have to add your own profit, how much are you going to sell it? The marketer will now say, I want to sell liter of petrol for 140 naira to recoup my own investment, both shipping and production and all that. So landing cost is 120. My own profit is 20 naira. So I'm going to sell a liter of oil for 140 naira. So the PPMC corrupt criminals in NNPC, they will then say, okay, what is the difference between the amount we have told Nigerians they will be buying it and your own amount you want to sell? So the marketer will then say, well, 13 pounds plus, that's 53 pounds. So what they now call subsidy is that Every time you go to the filling station, to the petrol station to buy fuel, and they sell you that fuel for 87 naira, your government is paying their marketer who brought that fuel to you. Your government is paying that marketer 53 naira on your behalf. Do you understand that now? That is what they call subsidy under Jonathan. And it's been there for ages. It escalated under Jonathan. So people will now bring empty vessels to Lagos, Apapa, everywhere. They, in collaboration with the people in NNPC and PPMC. So they will now use this disparity to award billions to themselves, even though they delivered nothing. All they need to do is just bring that bill of, you know what I mean? So in the process, the marketers who normally order the petrol product at some seasonal period, so in order to increase the price and make more money, they stopped. So every time government failed to pay them, they will lock their filling stations. It will be their own association that will be pushing with their media friends, that will be pushing and pressurizing the government to pay them that subsidy, or else you will not have fuel. Meanwhile, the only solution to stop any oil subsidy in Nigeria is to make your refineries work. Let your refineries produce the oil. The oil is being extracted in Niger Delta. Why is it that there is no viable, refinery in Niger Delta for decades that works? There are oil companies there who have their headquarters in Lagos and in Abuja. Okay, all they do is to drill the oil, pump the oil into the vessel, the crude, and then sail into the Atlantic. So the ones they can't put on the ship, they run pipes and take them to the nearest location as well, where they can pump them in and take them. But you see the ones they said they ran, the pipes they ran for the crude oil to the refinery. This is how they intentionally made that happen. It's intentional, okay? So they decided not to build refineries next to the oil rig where the oil is being pumped. So they decided to go and build refineries in Kaduna, refineries in the north, refineries in far, far, far places where it will take you days to run. It is deliberate, it is calculated, and that is what they do. So that was what it was before Bokohari came to power. And this is where sometimes I don't feel pity for the Buhari Deans and the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Denotus and the Buhari Dijatus. They have what is called selective amnesia, selective memory loss, which is called Stockholm Syndrome. They will hate you. They will transfer their aggression on you. They just want someone to fear and feel what they feel, their own frustration in the face of the choices they made. They made the choices. They abided by the choice they made. And here are the consequences, right? So when Bokohari came, he said he was going to be building refineries, one refinery every year. But at first, he was going to renovate all the refineries in Nigeria. I mean, the ones they built in far places, okay? They will renovate them and make them work. Do you know that the president, which happened to be Bokohari, appointed himself as the Minister of Petroleum for a reason, so that any deal, state-sponsored corruption in the oil sector will not get to any other table other than his table, so that if there is anything to cover up, it can easily be covered up as a state secret. It is only NNPC, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is the only oil giant company in the world that is running at loss. In the whole world, there is Aramco from Saudi Arabia. There is, I forgot the name, this Russia oil, giant. These are state-run oil giant, establishments. These are people who are to ensure that the resources of the country does not get frittered away or stolen by either the people that are in charge or the people that are going to be transacting with, the expatriates. It is only in NNPC that since the birth of NNPC in Nigeria, will you believe it, that they've never ever declared a profit, even whenever oil was being sold at rocket highest price. They never made a profit. It is deliberate. There are things they put together to drain the resources and make them more scarce, and you, the people, will only be reading about the billions. You will never know what the billions feels like to live in a billionaire country like Nigeria. You read about the billions, but you know nothing about the billions because you never will feel what it feels to have to live in a billionaire's country. It's as simple as that. They've shared it. For 5 years, that's the question you should ask yourselves now. For 5 years, there is no single working refinery in Nigeria. If you go on Google now, you will read a lot about by the end of 2016, by the beginning of 2017, by the middle of 2017, all the 4 refineries in Port Harcourt, in Kaduna, in this and that, they will begin to work. Go online now. You will see all those headlines. Those are the people they paid to write them. There is no policy to make you have refineries. There is no policy that says Nigeria is going to refine a whole oil, a whole crude. There is no plan. Everything is at a wishy-washy arrangement, and it's an avenue for every one of them to swindle you and fuck you so hard. It's a terrible thing. 5 years. Ask yourself, if PDP didn't build a refinery for 16 years, how long do you think it should take to build a viable and the biggest refinery that can at least refine half of what Nigeria needs every day? How long do you think that should take? How long? It shouldn't take forever if there was any plan for it. But they love dropping those in the media for you. I'm going to take you, not just that. You see, when they deny all the promises they make, and they deny fulfilling them and even come after you, you see, talking about this is something that is a serious crime in Nigeria. You get jailed. Some people get killed. I'm going to take you through one thing now. It's very important I read this to you. There is no saving grace for Nigeria. You can hope. It's they say the most precious thing for any human is to have hope. Hope is so precious. It doesn't really matter if it's false hope. People tend to hang on or cling on a little hope. They say false hope is better than no hope. So I understand your enthusiasm and all that, and yeah, I understand. But the false hope to me is no hope. It's not better than no hope. Living in denial of what is so obvious is one way. It's not, I mean, I'll put it, it's not a good way to hope. To hope that Nigeria will get better. It's false. It's not get better. The chance for Nigeria to at least make a significant change in what it used to be to what it should be was that 2015. We had the army, a new generation of futuristic thieves, but they were generous enough, ambitious enough to think about what they can put on ground, which are many things you all have today. We are criticizing them, but today we have seen what they actually did. You were supposed to change that, correct all the wrongs they've made, change what you thought were wrong, not to escalate them. So it's never going to get better. It is false for you to hope it is going to get better. You're not going to pray your way out of this. It is not going to work either. Okay? And that this mess is on people's mess. It's not your mess. You are mistaken too. It is everybody's mess now. And you will all have to wear masks because of the stench of the horrible stench of the consequences of not getting it right in 2015 then. Nigeria is not going to get better. It's going to be worse. Speaking up is going to get worse. A single individual, one person in Nigeria has so much power over the police, over the military, over the courts. And he is still the governor supervising a genocide that should ordinarily have shut down the state by now. But instead of the oppressed to shut down the state, the oppressed or the oppressor is shutting down every goddamn person who speak up. And that is the consequence of your 2015. I love to remind you, it is very important that I remind you. But let me take you through this Kaduna Mafia, Refinery. There are people who are coming up to speak. There's this powerful, detailed record of the people who have been either killed, arrested, kidnapped, jailed, including royal fathers, for asking the governor of a state to do his job and protect the people. El-Rufai of Kaduna Little Finger, the Mobutu Sese Seko of Kaduna, the killer in chief, the executive killer in chief of Kaduna, will kill you if you tell him to his face that people are dying. And it seems he is selfish about it. His family is the most horrible family, a horrible political family you ever come across. And I'm not saying this out of any kind of anger or so. No, it is a statement of fact. His sons will threaten you or threaten to rape your mother for you criticizing their father on social media. They will make you disappear. Unfortunately, the Kaduna Little Finger is also being touted to be part of the people who are going to bring you out of your miserable, destroyed country, Nigeria, in 2023. I'll give you the list. For those who have ever criticized, just even, you see the terrorist Bokohari, the lifeless breeding mannequin in Aso Rock. Lifeless Bokohari is not as deadly as this thug I'm about to take you through his record of leadership, of patriotism to millions of people that called him or calls him their governor. I'm going to read word for word what Chidi Odinkalu shared. It is a factual thread that you can actually read up the links as well. Look at this. Barak Zebedi, PhD student in fisheries and hydrology in biology department, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. He was arrested in May 2017 on charges of incitement for a post on a WhatsApp group created to mobilize assistance for victims of Southern Kaduna massacre. If you notice the operation of the terrorists in Nigeria today, after failing you, after failing to secure your lives, after failing to give you the economy that will give you jobs, after failing to protect your children, after failing to stop corruption, you see it every day. They are now asking you to stop talking, or else you will be charged for hate speech. Hate speech is that you are inciting people to fight them. And if you read the comments too, there are people who believe that I'm inciting them to ask their government to stop killing them, to ask their government to fix their economy. So I am inciting them to ask their government to do the right thing. It is an offense in Nigeria to tell the government to do the right thing. It is called incitement. They have judges, they have courts, they have policemen, they have secret police that will arrest you or kidnap you. They have killers that will make you disappear for asking them to do the right thing. Read the comments. What I'm telling you now will be justified. There are people who believe it is incitement. And the people in government believe it is an incitement to ask them to arrest killers. It is an incitement to ask them to be accountable to their people. It is a crime to ask them to do the right thing. The list is so long. Gabriel Idibia, journalist with the Union newspaper, dragged to court reportedly for being inquisitive about El-Rufai's declared his asset as demanded by law. Someone was asking him to declare his asset. He got arrested. Jacob Onjewu Dixon, journalist with Authentic News, was arrested, detained, and charged with, yes, you guess it, incitement in May 2016 after reporting that youths had pelted El-Rufai with objects. Luka Beniyat was Kaduna Bureau Chief of Vanguard News and when El-Rufai ordered his arrest in February 2017 for a report under his byline in the newspaper, Luka was detained for over 130 days without bail, and El-Rufai instigated Vanguard to fire him. Midat Joseph, journalist with Leadership Nigeria, was arrested on orders of El-Rufai in April 2017 for a post in a WhatsApp group. Guess what was the charges as well? Incitement. Sonny Yayok, freelance journalist, arrested, detained, and charged to court for his comment on social media supporting a call for peaceful demonstration. He slept for 2 days in the police cell before he was taken to court and granted bail. Adamu Abdullahi, social media activist, was arrested by Nigerian police in Kaduna for for reportedly retweeting a tweet about El-Rufai being pelted with objects, for retweeting a post now or retweeting a tweet on Twitter about Buhari or anybody can land you in jail in Nigeria. Segun Onibiyo, a journalist with Radio Nigeria headquarters, was arrested, charged on on orders of El-Rufai on 14th of November 2019 with, yes, incitement. He spent most of the December 2019 detained, but before being released after 24 days in prison. Right? Samuel Ogundipe was a journalist with Premium Times when El-Rufai's son, Bello, threatened to arrest him for reporting that Bello had threatened the mom of someone who criticized his dad. And that was when El-Rufai's son, Bello, said he was going to rape the mother of someone who accused El-Rufai of having hand in the disappearance of Daddy Yatta. There's another person, Dr. John Dan Fulani, Lecturer in Kaduna State University was suspended, arrested, detained, and charged for incitement, allegedly for criticizing El-Rufai through a Facebook post. He was detained for many days before bail. He was also fired by the university. Nasiru Jagaba, National Youth Leader of Southern Kaduna People's Union, was arrested and faced prosecution for protesting against El-Rufai policy. This guy. In a democracy, and they are supposed to be Democrat, educated people. Abi, you are listening to me, Abi, Buhari Din, but out there, you are watching, Abi. Continue watching until Okponu. Continue watching. These are the characters, right, that are leading you. This time around, is Royal Highness Dr. Ishaku Damina, first-class paramount chief of Kurama in Southern Kaduna, detained on trump-up charges for over a month on orders of El-Rufai in 2017. He was eventually granted bail when court found nothing against him. Another one is Royal Highness Dr. Maiwada Raphael Galadima, Agwam Adara, first-class paramount ruler of Adara Kingdom of Southern Kaduna, abducted on a Friday with his wife after protesting El-Rufai creating an emirate over his kingdom. His body was discovered days later. They raped his wife. That was a paramount ruler. For some of you who are Yoruba leaders or Yoruba sons and daughters, just think about it for a minute. Or Ni of Ife, or Alaafin of Oyo, or Olubadan of Ibadan, or Alake of Egba, or maybe Awujale of Ijebuland, Ataoja of Osogbo, all these paramount rulers. Just imagine it for a minute that because they criticize the state governor for creating Fulani Emirates in their kingdom, the emirate that was never there, that a state governor has created Emirates, Fulani Emirates in his kingdom. He criticized that. And let's say they now kidnap Alaafin of Oyo, kidnapped all his wives, rape all his wives, for days. Then eventually found the body of Alaafin of Oyo on the roadside, on a dusty footpath somewhere in Ogbomoso. How do you think you should react? How do you think you will feel? I'm putting this into perspective now. That's what happened to this Adara of Adara Kingdom, a paramount ruler in Southern Kaduna. And the story is actually this. He was invited by the state governor to the state capital. On his return from that peace meeting, he was stopped by Fulani herdsmen. They kidnapped him for 4 days, and eventually they found his body, dead, mutilated body. His killers were never found for criticizing or speaking up against the Kaduna tyrants. Abubakar Idris Dadiyata, a university lecturer. You see this Dadiyata, the guy has been missing from August 1, 2019. It's been over a year. The guy has been missing. Abubakar Idris, he was a university lecturer in Kaduna, abducted from the gate of his house in Banawa, Kaduna, on 1st of August 2019 and disappeared since. He is one of El-Rufai's most prominent critics. Bashir El-Rufai implies that he knows something about this abduction. And this is what he said. If you can see the tweet on your screen, Bashir El-Rufai, the son to the governor of Kaduna State, tweeted, "The same clowns who are encouraging him when he was creating false stories and capitalizing on lies that could endanger lives solely for political ends are the same individuals trending hashtag asking, where is Daddy Yatta? dangerous lies in the public space have consequences. That's the son of the governor. At the twilight of the disappearance of that young man. You know, the ridiculous thing about it is this, yeah? That Daddy Yatta also happened to be a very strong and prominent member of the Kwakwansiya movement, another political slave camp or slave group, ombud slaves, who were also part of those who brought Bokohari to government, by the way. In 2015, the Kwakwansiya, the Kwakwansiya movement, Daddy Yatta belonged to that. The leader of that movement is called Ibrahim Kwakwanso, the former governor of Kano State. The man that quickly made Sanusi Lamido Sanusi the emir of Kano when he was about to be arrested by Goodluck Jonathan's government. You remember the story? It's a long thread, isn't it? So Daddy Yatta belonged to the group of Kwakwansiya, led by Kwakwanso, a very prominent faction of PDP that teamed up with Bokohari, Atiku, Saraki and co. to make Bokohari the president of Nigeria. Don't let anybody change that story for you. It is his true life story. Up to this day, they couldn't help find Daddy Yatta because the stronger terrorist called Kaduna Littlefinger is holding him. They dare not ask. It's been over a year. They haven't found the boy. They can't find his body if he's dead or alive. But the first family in Kaduna knows something about his disappearance, in all honesty. The list continues. Stephen Jefferson, and the list continues, not just because the list continues. Every story is different. Every story represents you, because what happened to all these people will still happen to you. It may not be from Kaduna governor. It will be from someone else, because you are living in a rigged system. It is going to happen to you. They have increased the petroleum price. You cannot protest, because the people that should lead the protest are not interested. They are the criminals you call your leaders. They were supposed to be the opposition, but they are not opposition. They are partners in destroying you. So the list goes on, and it gets more ridiculous. And every story represents you. If it hasn't happened to you yet, just wait. It's a matter of time. Stephen Jefferson, journalist and activist, was abducted from Rivers State. Abducted. He is not even from Kaduna. This young man is not living in Kaduna. He is living in Rivers State. They kidnapped him from Rivers State on the orders of El-Rufai, taken to Kaduna, and detained for 162 days before he finally gets bailed. What was the charges? He wrote something on social media that didn't go down well with the El-Rufai families in Kaduna. So this is where I said the story gets ridiculous now. Shebi, you are not in Kaduna. Shebi, you can write about El-Rufai on Facebook. You can write about all these criminals from wherever you are staying right now, but you are in Nigeria. It no concerns you. Showore na Showore business. Abi? But you will drop the line somewhere. Now just simple comment. They will catch you. Until we find out saying that them catch you, your family no go know where they take you. And it is because you are in Nigeria. Okay? So wait for it. 164 days. You know where? In police and DSS detention. Because they work with the state government. Right? Let's continue. There is another one here. Dr. Zuwaku Bonat, a senior lecturer at Kaduna State University and a community leader, was sacked from his job on the orders of El-Rufai, Kaduna Littlefinger, for his advocacy work on behalf of the communities of Southern Kaduna. He just doesn't want anybody to talk about Southern Kaduna. Whenever he speaks up about Southern Kaduna, he is defending the killers. the armed terrorists, the Fulani terrorists. That's what he does. If you speak up, they will kill you or kidnap you or make you disappear. Inuwa Abdul Kadir, lawyer, former minister and Northwest Zonal Chairman of APC. El-Rufai demolished Inuwa's home in Kaduna when he declined support to suspend Shehu Sani from the party. Inuwa, Shehu Sani, they were APC members too. But for them to speak up against what is going on in their region and in Kaduna, oh boy, El-Rufai went for everyone who disagrees with him, even if they are in the same party. That is what makes it even now like, a conundrum. You are all trapped. Whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, it is not family business, as you are saying. Now their own family business. No be family business. So now everyone, the viper, will bite until you put a stop to it. Bokohari will start the revolution. Don't worry. Nobody is coming to do the revolution for you. You will do the revolution yourselves. In fact, you will do it with all your mind and all your heart. Now, all this time, now just we do prep talk. It doesn't matter. My friend, come down to Nigeria and do it and join us in the No. You are rushing things, my brother. The hunger never hits you. The frustration never enters you. Maybe you still feel walk out from your house, Abi, right now, and go out there and make something, Abi. Even no matter how hard it is, Abi. Don't worry, you are still managing. Don't worry. When the thing enters you, nobody will sit you down again. All this prep talk, go get time for it anymore. You will be on that street, asking for their head. He demolished the guy's house. The guy died frustrated. For those who ran to APC for protection, you will still get killed. Nigeria is made to kill you. You don't understand, but I'll continue to remind you. There's another one. They call him Sulaiman Nkoye. Former Kaduna State Chairman of PDP, a senator, which El-Rufai also demolished his own house too in Ogwarimi over a political disagreement. Danjumala, a senator representing Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, they raided his house, police raided his house, and his nephew was arrested in Kaduna allegedly on orders of El-Rufai after he spoke out on Southern Kaduna massacre and called for Southern Kaduna people to defend themselves. For asking people to defend themselves, oh boy, even people who think say they get power, they have run them out of town. Shehu Sani, the popular Afro comedian now, the guy is a very talented satirist now on social media. El-Rufai reduced him to social media, social media commentators like us. He's so popular on social media now, on Twitter. That's what El-Rufai did to him. You know what happened? Because he disagreed with El-Rufai on the Southern Kaduna killing. Another person, this one is not even a politician. No. His name is Audu Maikori. And his own story is so unique and different too. And heartbreaking as well. Because that is what Nigeria is now. It doesn't matter what you are trying to make of it. That's why I said, don't build hope when that hope is false. I know that they have made you believe that false hope is better than no hope. It is wrong. False hope is a no hope. Stop building it. Okay? Here we go. At the Lagos Social Media Week in 2017, El-Rufai promised publicly that Audu, a lawyer and entrepreneur, will be abducted to Kaduna and to his ward by February. By February 2017, just same month, that same month he threatened. Audu was unlawfully vanished from Lagos to Kaduna on charges of incitement. He was inciting the people for asking them to do the right thing. And that you are a woman, you're not safe. Oh. Don't say all these things are men business. You are not safe too. There is a woman, a lady, called Gloria Balasin. When then Nigerian Bar Association president visited El-Rufai in 2016 over Southern Kaduna, The governor threatened to abduct human rights lawyer and CEO of Justice International, Gloria Balasin, over an article she wrote. She has many court orders against El Rufai, which means she quickly ran to court and said, please, oh court, oh, if I disappear, hold El Rufai. If anything happened to me, hold El Rufai in a democracy. Writing in 2014, Obasanjo even has something to say about El Rufai. I'm not going to read that. You can read that there, but and I'm not going to read that because it's like a liar telling me someone else is a liar. Now, these are things to tell you that even though they promised you change, they promised to change your lives in 2015. They didn't. They made it worse. Now, electricity. PDP stole, because that's what they did. PDP spent, at least on record, over $10 billion on generating electricity for you. But they could only generate darkness for that 16 years. And they gave you hope. We are still building it. It even got to a point whereby even Obasanjo, the today's prophet, that seems to now know that if we don't restructure Nigeria, Nigeria is going to break up. Baba, you go live long. Nigeria is going to break up enough if you live long enough. Because Nigeria has broken. You broke Nigeria. You and your friends. You and your allies, your fellow criminals. And you made a lot of money for yourselves, by the way. You guys are billionaires. You have access to what, no average Nigerian, or let me say, an average Nigerian will even dream of. You are lucky. So Obasanjo at some point said he spent, or he budgeted 16 billion for 8 independent power projects in Nigeria. And they started the project, by the way. And Obasanjo said he paid from that 16 billion power project, he paid only $3 billion. Yar'Adua came in. Yar'Adua said, well, they needed to probe the independent power project in 2017. And because of that, all constructions, all the ongoing power projects should stop. I know some of you have short memories. It is not a bad thing if you don't remember it because you forgot. But if you remember and you deliberately chose not to make it an important part of this whole story of power in Nigeria, then you are just deliberately being dishonest. And it won't help us. Yar'Adua said he was probing power station in Nigeria. And therefore, they realized that those Obasanjo gave money to, the party leaders, Tony Anene. You remember Tony Anene? So they began probing every other person, including the road and all of that, blah, 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 blah. Only for them to find out that the committee they put together to probe mismanagement in power sector or mismanagement of money, the committee put together by Yar'Adua within 6 months that they are investigating how Obasanjo spent power money. They themselves were now, they were swimming in corruption, allegation of bribes, corruption in millions of dollars. At the end of the day, Yar'Adua fell sick. He couldn't finish his tenure. Last, no probe on power was concluded. Construction of power, comatose. Goodluck Jonathan came and said he was going to revive it. And they started their own Arumoje, what they called Arumoje in Yoruba, their own fake attempt of trying to give you power. But there was no concrete plan to give you power. Rather, they give you darkness. But these magicians, this APC, Egbekegbe, all promises cancelled. The APC, Egbekegbe, said they will do this, they will do that about power, and the rest is now history. For the first time in 30 years, Nigerian national power collapsed, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Goodness me. So they came with all these things, but they never gave them. And here you are. They are going to, they have increased the electricity tariff. From what I found, they didn't just increase it by the way they increase things abroad, here in the UK. If they want to increase electricity, they will tell you your electricity bill is going up by 0 point, or let me say by 1.2%, or it's going to go up by £1, or it's going to go up by £3. People will scream, is my electricity going to go up? What am I even talking about? Your electricity is going to go up by this kilowatt, and it's going to be at the BRS minimum of pence. People still complain because people look at the overall. How much am I going to be paying for electricity in total? And they say, oh, you're going to be paying this. But then I'm going to be paying more. I'm going to be paying £15 more. You are not helping me. But in Nigeria, they will kill you. What is 15% more? It is actually about 300% increase. And I know some of you are now complaining. You are complaining. From 22 naira, your electricity tariff now, from 22, even though you don't get power, not that the power is stable. I know some on-boot slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, the programmed mummus. They will tell you that their own area, they are having 12 hours electricity. Oh, they have not taken electricity in my own area for the past 14 hours. It's better. Even though they can do better. Born slaves. Electricity is supposed to be 24 hours. You are not supposed to be living off on, shared days. 5 years should do something. Now, 22 naira. Some of them know they pay bills. Some of them are squatters. They don't pay any bill. But I feel sorry for some of you who really pay bills. And I wonder how you feel when you read the comments of this jobless army of terrorists created by Bokohari and APC, Egbekegbe in Nigeria. Both APC and PDP. The army of unemployed, jobless youth they have created. I don't know how you feel when you read them on social media and they justify all this. From 22 naira, it will now be 66 naira per kilowatt. 66 naira, that is 300% jump. I don't know how you calculate it in Nigeria. And please, don't let anybody tell you that you are paying the cheapest for petrol. You are paying the cheapest for electricity. That is the worst lie from the pit of hell that they have managed to force on you. And some of you have agreed, with them. They bring you ridiculous data telling you that this is how much they pay for petrol in Saudi. This is how much they pay for electricity in America. We are paying the cheapest. We should all encourage our government to make electricity stable. It is still the cheapest. Are you mad? Are you completely mad? Don't let anybody force that on you. It is a false narrative. If they say you are paying the smallest because they are paying more in America, ask those jobless idiots, are you collecting the minimum wage of America? Is any business in Nigeria paying you the minimum wage in Saudi Arabia? So if you are not being paid the minimum wage of America, and you are not being paid the minimum wage of Saudi Arabia, if you have a job, I'm not talking to those jobless boys. Politics is a business to some of them. And this is how they survive. Unfortunately, by the way, if you are not being paid the minimum wage of Saudi Arabia, you are not being paid the minimum wage of all these countries. They are not even giving you the electricity as they should. Why should any jobless born slave on social media talk you into agreeing that indeed all you need is to support them so that they can build you what? Build you what? Build you 24-hour electricity by charging you 300%? Well, I don't know. You have to live with that, by the way. They pay more electricity in Cotonou. Are you living in Cotonou? Are you being paid the salary of an average person who also works in Cotonou? Then that takes me to those I showed you earlier. The Ojota protesters. You are asking about them, aren't you? Yes, you are. But what about yourself? Are you okay? You're gonna go and pay the you are gonna pay the 162 naira per liter. Well, you have to. It's not as if you have choice. You have to. Have you? I have this cut out I saved earlier. Let's see if I can find that. Many people participated in 2019 election. Many of your leaders participated in the 2019 elections. They participated in 2015 elections and they played roles that many of you know. But you are too ashamed. You are too shameful to admit that you actually played a role in 2019 too, especially if you voted for PDP. Yeah, you played a role. I'm going to agree with my Biafran brothers, genuine ones, by the way. I'm not talking about those Biafran PDP or PDP Biafrans. I know you. And most of you are really those who actually find me a little bit unsettling, right? You don't like me because you only like me when I batch Bokohari. When I begin to pick on those born criminals, those career criminals you call your leaders in PDP, you lose your cool. I'll stop following you now, then burn you. Unfollow, idiot. Unfollow, that's the best thing. That will be the best. You see, that will be one of the best decisions you make in your life. That you followed Maiyegun's diary. I didn't ask you to. Then you unfollowed Maiyegun's diary because you are man enough to do that. But you are not man enough. Many of you are not. You are slaves. You're slaves. But you don't want to admit it. We have AAC. We have PDP. We have APGA. We have APC. You have ANPP and all those other bunch of other branches of their criminal enterprises. You participated in that election in 2019 and you validated the election. That's what happened. I didn't vote for Buhari. It was Sowore that brought him to power. No, you brought him to power. You are keeping him in power too. You participated in a charm election, but you lost. That's what happened. You campaigned for PDP because you believed they were different. Yes, you participated. You validated that election too. And do not try to pretend to be neutral, okay? Just I will respect my Biafran brothers who said, do not vote. Do not vote. They are justified. They are actually the only people who should be telling us that hobby, all of you hobby. They are the only people that should be able to do that to us. They said don't vote. They don't get regret, even though they will have their own regret too, because it's important they know. Okay. But there are those genuinely who should tell us that is he alive? Because I was here telling you in 2019 to register to vote. But I wasn't asking you to vote for PDP or APC. I said, reject them. But for asking you to participate in the election means that we are now all responsible for what is going on or happening to you now too. We are all responsible now. Well, you cannot point out or you cannot take out those criminals in PDP. They play their roles very well. And here we are. The AAC that participated in that election is calling on every other person who believes that this is a mess to come out and get rid of this mess. And there you are, pontificating. Yes, your holiness, your righteous holiness, pontificating. It was Sowore that brought him in 2015. It was the Yorubas that brought him in 2015. If not because of your... Calm down. But you voted for PDP in 2015, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't vote. Sorry, you didn't vote, right? You just campaigned. Abi? Or, I don't know. What did you do? Then in 2019, oh, great. You also rejected Buhari. I remember too. We all did, didn't we? But when you rejected Buhari, what was your own option then? Atiku. Wasn't he? Saraki? Or who? Kwakwanso? Or I don't get it. Who were your own preferences then? The bunch of rogues that paid, killed, rigged, and brought in the calamity that all of you are in the mess of today. So what we did was protest with your vote so that they don't see you as a terrorist. But we were wrong. You are dealing with a terrorist government. They will always see you as terrorist if you are holding a placard and not a gun. And it happened. It wasn't just AAC that participated in the 2019 election. PDP participated too. Atiku is in Dubai. It's so ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous that you will see a grown-up man or maybe some misguided idiots, young morons on social media, yeah? They easily call on those that didn't contribute a kobo to your misfortune, to the unfortunate destruction they have brought upon your country, Nigeria. They easily call on them. It is called transfer of frustration, transfer of aggression. We are the easy target. Atiku is in Dubai. He's been in Dubai since last year after the election. Before the election, he was in Dubai when Bokohari became president. Some of you may not pay attention to it because, yeah, they pretended not to know. It was in Dubai. When it was closer to 2019 election, he returned to Nigeria and he started meeting the criminals you call leaders. When they pushed the agenda and it didn't work out, he returned back to his family in Dubai and continued to collect his pension as a former vice president of Nigeria. And every other place he's got, his minions collecting his own rent for him in Nigeria. They are all rent seekers, aren't they? But you will never find an articulated moron, or articulidiot, or a bond moron who happen to be an article fool. Let's call them artifools. Those who say article, but they are already kind of so... I don't know how to put that, by the way. Because I can go on and on and on and on and on with that. They don't have the ball to tell their Atifku to come. Please come and save us. Please come and save us. Buhari will kill us. Stop tweeting. Stop telling Buhari to be careful from Dubai. They don't have the ball. They don't have the balls. I told you. The articulated morons, the articulated, and the rest of them, at least Shore is on the street. You don't need to like him. That's your problem, okay? You don't need to like him. It doesn't matter, all right? But facts, I prefer to work with facts. Facts are things you can't change, even if you don't like them. Atiku is in Dubai. Shore is in Nigeria. In 2015, Shore used his Sahara reporters to expose the thieves who were stealing your lives, stealing the future of your children, buying themselves the bulletproof cars, stealing and stealing. You may be upset because you say, well, it's better than Bokohari. Of course, now, slaves prefer their masters differently. You are not really different from Buharidins and the Buhari deterrents. So yes, he used his own Sahara reporters to expose the rot and the lies. Your Atifku and your Saraki, your Kwakwanso, your Amechi, and every other criminal who come to your rescue in 2019, they didn't just support Bokohari. They gave billions. But I know you may have dementia. I know you may have a mental problem that won't let you process that easily because you need to transfer that aggression. Transfer it to me. People do that to me all the time. Come on, do it. Showore is in Nigeria on the street. Your Atiku is in his Dubai mansion with his family, reading about how they are killing you and reading about your cries. I actually came here with a mug, but maybe this will do. I can take your tears. Do that. That is what Atiku is doing. Is draining your tears, using your tears in Nigeria. Some of you PDP morons. Atiku is draining your tears through social media. Every time he comes, he sees you. He sees that you are suffering. He sees that you are not safe. Your rights are gone. But they will do the same thing if it was him. It will even do worse if it was him. It is just what the system is. Now, he's in Dubai. Maiyegun is in Glasgow. I am here. I never collected a dime from your government. I no get luck to get scholarship. So that would have been something I would say, oh, Nigeria gave me something. Nigeria gave me nothing. So I owe Nigeria nothing, absolutely nothing. But I'm human. I've got families. They are also trapped there. They are going to share in what is on ground. But where is your article? Showore that you are abusing. Showore that you are mocking. That you are making yourself feel better, Abi. Comment. Drop the comment. Go on. Showore that you are mocking. That you said couldn't win one local government. Showore is in Nigeria, confronting the monster that your Atifku and co spent billions to make president. They thought if they spend billions, if he messes up, they will take him out. Now they realize that, well, it's going to take them out. But here you are on social media. It's either you are calling God or you are abusing Showore or abusing even Nnamdi Kanu. You abuse him a lot because those are the people you can transfer your aggressions to. Even though you know it doesn't solve your problem, it will never solve your problem. But it makes you feel a little bit better because you have a mental problem. I'm serious. The Atifku is in Dubai. Same way, I am also draining your tears now. As you are crying about electricity bill, as you are crying about joblessness, as you are crying about the killings, as you are crying about all your human rights abuses, as you are crying that you are no longer safe in your country, as much as corruption is making you cry and weep every day, your schools destroyed and loved, and you still cry about it every day. You cry, you scream, you do all of that. Just same way Atifku is draining your tears to make coffee. Because you need coffee to read a lot about their tears on social media. They call on God. God, come and help us. God, please save us. But God, please come and do this. God, it's only God. My brother, let us pray. My brother, stop telling people to fight. My brother, you cannot sit abroad and be telling people to go and fight. Why do you put your own family abroad and you want us to go and kill ourselves? No problem, oh, Baba. All those things, they are tears. They will fill this cup every now and then. And guess what? We will use your tears to make coffee. And coffee means we will not sleep. We will be able to continue to read your tears until you dry the tears and eat the street. Then you will know that nobody owes you any goddamn shit. Your Atifku is in Dubai. The rest of them they are waiting now. They will be giving interview. They will be giving newspaper interview. You born slaves will be sharing the interview. The interviews will be giving you confidence, the false hope. I know some of you are already waiting for 2023 because according to you, it's only 2023 that will solve this whole problem. If you are lucky, if you are alive, no wala, we will stay here as well. Maybe by that time, I will get a bigger cup, bigger bowl. PDP will never call for revolution. You know why? because they will do the same thing and even worse to you. And if you are in doubt, go to their own state too. At least they have state. You see, PDP is controlling about 17 or 18 states in Nigeria right now. PDP, go there and come back with the report and tell Nigerians that, oh boy, you will need a visa to go to PDP control state, or more if you go to their state, they are better. Standard hospitals, 24 hours electricity. Their youth are, oh boy, you need to go to PDP state, my brother. Honestly, you will think you are not in Nigeria. Can you do that? Can you? Continue to lie to yourselves because PDP is better. APC is worse. Continue. AAC, Revolution Now, is asking you that if you don't stop them, they won't stop. Now, you have your choice. You are Nigerians, aren't you? Yes, you have your choice. You will buy that fuel for 162 naira. Okay? Gone are the days when you had NUC, NTC, TUC, DNLC, all the CCC, all the corrupt. See, that represent corruption anyway. But where are they today? Even NBA don't get a Sharia Bar Association. Have you heard that? And they say we shouldn't divide Nigeria. Is it until they kill you? Is it until you become a victim too? Is that when you're going to realize that you are in a quagmire, a twisted quagmire that no other solution, no other theory can be put to practice to fix it other than bring out your axe, bring out your cutlass, cut them into pieces, and take what rightfully belongs to you with your own people and start over again. Break it up. My friend, you cannot sit our brother and say we should break it. No, don't break it up. Don't. In your own word, don't do that. Time will tell. They won't beg you. You will be screaming for it with time. And they have not even started with you. That's the funniest thing. You see, every day it gets so ridiculous. It gets so worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You think it will never get so bad. Then it gets worse. And from frying pan to fire, from fire to ashes, from ashes to ocean, no traces. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So where do you fit in? You need your leaders. The people you said, one moment. Thank you. The people who are leading, it is about the rescue, okay? It sends good signal. That's what it should be to you, even if you are a PDP member, okay? I told you it's your right, okay? Just know that decisions have consequences, okay? That even in this phase of the whole thing, you can say whatever you want to say on social media, you can abuse people, you can, story, my brother, you will still go and buy that fuel for 162 naira. Yes, you will buy it. You will still pay that increased tariff. Yes, you will pay it. When they increase the VAT to 7 from 3% to 5%, from 5% to 7.5%, what do you do? When they put all these their charges in your bank, picking your pockets, taking your money from your bank, what did you do? You will pay it until you say you won't anymore. By that time, you will realize that you need nobody anymore. Nobody to come there and lead you. We just need somebody to lead the revolution. You are just stupid, sir. You know what you are doing. Don't stop acting stupid. You know what you are doing. You do. If we have to be honest, you know what you are doing. You want someone to lead. You can't lead. I can't lead. And you have someone already leading and you are giving conditions. Did you not know what you're doing? You do. It's because people like you are the reason why they said it will never happen. Fine. Maybe organized revolution will not be the solution, okay? A complete, chaotic, disorganized, unorganized revolution will either be the alternative. But you will fight. Forget it. You will fight. I will keep telling you. It may take you 1 year. It may take you 10 years. Okay? My job is to continue to remind you that you see the truth you are rejecting today. You will embrace it. You will jump over it. You will drag it as in like your life depends on it. But it's because you have not gotten to that stage yet. Others are getting there. We have those who are already standing up. Who do you want to lead you again? Lead you to ask government to do the right thing? The revolution now. Showore can be prominently, coming up in the conversation of revolution now, because he's a prominent member of that. He is a prominent citizen, right? There are thousands of other genuine, colleagues of yours, Nigerians, who are asking their government to do the right thing. Where is your Atiku? Where are your PDP leaders? They are in Edo. Edo, they want to win Edo because they have to win Edo. It's a must to save Nigeria. We have to win Edo. They have been saving Nigeria by winning elections all this while, but they have been unable to save you, the real Nigeria. Because you are the Nigeria. You should be the Nigeria, shouldn't you? Yeah, you should be the Nigeria, not them. Hey, you cannot ask Atiku to come out. You are just, sir, you are just a foolish person, sir. Honestly, sir, no apology. You are just a stupid person, man, as well. It is a common sense question. Don't be offended. It is not an insult. Okay, it's not an insult. You are a foolish person. Say it to yourself that you are. Say it. I am a foolish. Say it out. You are a foolish person. If you cannot see through this, where are the leaders who say they were the largest political party in Africa? Why the largest population of black concentrated country in Africa and in the world is drowning in complete, anarchy and lawlessness? You are screaming on social media. Atiku self they scream for social media. You know those things don't change. Oh boy, una don't enter around. You can continue to give excuses for them, but it won't change the truth. Are they Glasgow? They talk about Nigeria. Nobody's around for your presidency. I'm not running for any of your offices. They've run. They're still running. Are they Glasgow? Atiku de Dubai. But me, where they Glasgow is the real problem that should come and lead you. Atiku, where they Dubai, can stay in Dubai. Join us, they scream on social media. Buhari don't take that loan. Same thing Maiyegun will say. Buhari, go and rescue the 4 students kidnapping in Kaduna. Buhari, it is very, very unethical for Nigerians to pay 162 naira per liter. It's wrong. Oh, this government needs to know that security of lives and property is very paramount. Our people deserve the best from the government that is. And you shouting Atiku. Are you not stupid? I mean, like, let's sit down. Let's just say, I do have something called my quiet time. I do that a lot. It's called the quiet time. The quiet time is for me to just reflect about my life. Like, oh boy, that decision where you took that time. If I don't craze, I shouldn't have done that, Sha. Or maybe I should do it differently next time. Yeah. It's called being self-aware. Quiet time. Bros, if you take quiet time, if you relax and just think, I know say Buharidins don't think. So are the articulatas too. Articulated morons. They don't think. They are just the opposite of Buharidins. When you see a PDP idiot trying to tell you how terrible a Buharidin is, just do like this. Bros. Because we know them. There is no difference between articulated morons, articulated idiots, the Buharidins or Buharididins. As you have the local Buharidins, Buharididins, or let me say, as you have the international Buharidins, Buharididins that we call the premium Buharidins and the premium Buharididins, those ones who live abroad. You also have the premium articulatas, articulated morons abroad. Everybody is waiting for their turn. May it be our turn. This Nigeria cannot just break like that. I never chop. How can Nigeria just break like that? Where me, I never become governor. Where me, I never build my own mansion. Where me, I never buy my own house for Dubai. Which level be that? This Maiyegun the craze. My friend, come to Nigeria and break it now. Some of you don't know that when people say, come back home and break it now, they actually, they have to type it, right? But they're actually saying it like, me, where I never become senator. I never buy this latest car. I am working to become the next, this idiot. Me, where I day America, where I never make it. I don't day here for 20 years. My party where they push politics for Nigeria don't promise me safety, anything jail like this. Appointment sure. And I'm very sure that PDP is only PDP that can fix Nigeria. It's only PDP that can. Uncle abroad, we no get job. Uncle, we don't pay for everything. He will be analyzing how Atiku is better. He's in London. No? Same way, you will see the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the premium Buhari, Deans Buhari is living abroad, telling the ombudsman slaves back home that they should not worry, they don't listen to anybody. It's the same in America too. They steal money for America too, my friend. I live in America. I've been living in America for 20 years. Politicians steal money here too. So don't let anybody make you hate Buhari. Buhari is an honest man. Oh boy, you are the Mugu. So you also have your own premium abroad-based articulated morons, bond Mumumadus themselves too. They are all waiting for their turn for different reasons. They have friends, they have relatives, they have people who are involved in politics. They see me everywhere, they ask me, Maiyegun, what do you stand to gain? You should use this opportunity. You are a good politician. You can talk to people. Don't let that go to waste. What is your purpose, Seth? Why are you doing all of this? Blah, 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 blah. They're asking me rhetorical questions because they know the answer. Okay, I get life, I get job, I get very good job, a stable job. When they say even coronavirus couldn't take my job, I get paid good money. It's just that Nigeria, they drain me. Now I need to work on that seriously. That's why I'm still poor. That is why I've not got money to take over my land. That is why they can cheat me because of 600,000 naira they are over the land I paid for 7 years ago. And you will see them, they say, Maiyegun, go and build gates there. Go and build, make a go steal. Yeah, you have all these uncles and aunties abroad. You do. And the articulators and articulated morons too. They don't have the ball. Leave Atiku alone. Atiku is not your problem. Baba, me, I don't get any problem. Seriously speaking, none of them is my problem. Not even Buhari. Buhari is not my problem. You be my problem. You know why? Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby even living in a jungle can very much be preferable now than to live in Nigeria. But you don't know. You are living there. You have got, you have adapted so much. You are used to it. And the only way to console yourself is to tell yourself that it could be worse because you are still lucky. Your own never did worse yet. Are you with me? So, you will be my problem. I dey here now, they do my thing. They do my hustle small. I no overdo. I no do oppression. I no do any. I just they do my small thing. They feed my family. They pay my bills, pay my rent, take care of my family back in Nigeria, friends, people I can reach out to. Just doing my own private, normal JJ life. Now, the other day, I traveled down to Edinburgh, and I've been looking for a period where I will have an opportunity of taking photos or pictures with my son in the car. But you brought your frustration there still. You brought your hopelessness there. Many of you blamed me for your misfortune and unfortunate existence in the country. You blame me for that simply because you have no joy. But I didn't create that life. So I become a butt of your attack because of the frustration, the system they forced on you, or you forced on yourselves, is eating you deep. I become your butt of jealousy. I become, somehow, it's so ridiculous, right? You need to read the comment. You say abroad, your family is safe. You are telling us to go and fight government here. No, don't fight. Enjoy. But that won't mean we shouldn't talk about it. We will talk about it. Now, if I make my small janjala money and I decide to say, okay, finally, they don't collect that my land, I won't build bungalow, small bungalow, just two, 3 rooms. Poor man, small house. I be poor man. I'm a young man. I have prospects. I have the future. I live in a country whereby I can tell myself that I have a very great future. Trust me, I do. And it is not because I'm a Nigerian. So fuck that. It is because I am living in the society that is not judging me because of where I come from. In Nigeria, I'll be judged from where I come from. They say, are you a Yoruba or Igbo? So I'm a Yoruba man. You're a Yoruba. Do you know Tinubu? No, sir, I don't even like Tinubu. Forget it. You cannot become anything. Do you know Obasanjo? Do you know all these people at all? Do you have any connection? So I don't get any connection. I'll be Badero, even though my family name rings bell. But that's just a family name. It doesn't put money in my pocket if I don't work. Then they say, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do to help you. It's so unfortunate, but but I'm living in a society, in a country that is not judging me by where I come from. That is not what you have in Nigeria. So, eventually, if I make small money and I build myself a small bungalow, fence arm, because that's how I have to do to pretend to be safe, then maybe, I'm going to have to anyway, dig my own borehole to supply me water. By myself, I better pass my neighbor generator that will start and work from 7 p.m. 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. That is, it will work for just 5 hours until I go to bed and sleep. Then I shouldn't forget to split my room for mosquito, because there is no government policy that fumigates the environment against all these, diseases. So if I manage to do all of that, I can't buy myself a second-hand, fairly used UK used car. They push them about so that I don't want to go on Okada. So all of you who are going to be the victims of their policies, some of you are going to lose your jobs. You will not be able to care for your family. Your children are going to end up on the street themselves, hustling. Many of your children are on the street right now. Not because you didn't send them to school. They are out of school now. They've got no job. The system is ruined to the point that they are now hustling, even though you don't know what they are doing for a living. Among them, many of those who are never going to get educated. All these 13 million, 20 million out of school children in the north that are now breeding the homegrown terrorist organizations in Nigeria that are killing people, destroying properties. They are the consequences of an action that should be taken years ago that were not taken. They were not taken. All these killings, all these insecurities, they are the consequences of the good actions that should have been taken years ago. Now, today, I am young, 36. If I am lucky to live long enough and I get to the age of 60, I will no longer be this strong. I will no longer be this agile. I will no longer be this ambitious. Meaning, I will have to live my life quietly to whatever country Nigeria becomes then. And that scares me. You know why? You see, all your children that are going to be victims of a rotten system, all the ignored and abandoned children you see on the street there, all the ignored and abused children you see out there, you see all these young people who are graduating, going into a system that has no plan for them. They are going to survive, but many of you will know how. They will survive by feeding on the vulnerable too, because they are vulnerable. That is the system, and that scares shit out of me. If I am driving my jalopy car, an old man, they say that man is called Maiyegun. He used to live in Scotland. He's returned home now. They say, oh, you know him? Maybe that will be my saving grace. But let's say I'm not Maiyegun. You put yourself, or let me say, put yourself in this picture. You are living abroad now, doing everything humanly possible legally to at least build a better life for yourself. In Nigeria, there are your mates. There are your mates there too. They are doing everything to build a better life for their family. but you are living in two worlds. If you are lucky, which you are likely to, your children will have their future you want them to have because you are not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, the chance that your children will have that future that you want them to have in this type of Nigeria is so slim that it is actually 99% to 1. The ratio 99 to 1. Meaning it is so slim that you have to either be a criminal or join a criminal enterprise, become an alibi, enabler, or conspirators with them. So with that, you will get your own share that you probably can save for the rainy day for your family if you are living in Nigeria. Meanwhile, you can be doing the same thing. You are a medical doctor in abroad. He is a medical doctor in Nigeria. He needs to cut corners for him to match what you will provide for your family seamlessly abroad. Now, one day you will return home. Whether we have Biafra at the end of the day, whether we have Oduduwa Republic at the end of the day, you are going to return home. Many of you are going to return home as Nigerians. You will prefer to do. But what you don't understand is this. You see those abandoned? Those that people don't want to talk about? Those that the politicians go to give money to sell their votes? Their children? The consequences of what is going on today will still come back to bite us. I hope my videos will be able to save me from the children then. They will be able to remember and say, see, boys and girls, when I was younger, they called me Maiyegun. I had a social media page then called Maiyegun's Diary Political. I won for myself many enemies trying to scream about today. Please don't kidnap me. If you kidnap me, you are just kidnapping an old, wasted man. The little I have is just to feed myself until I die. I am not a billionaire. I am not a millionaire. I am not one of those who made this happen to you. I pray my videos will save me then. You have no idea what is coming. And it is because you cannot think deep or deeper enough. That is why you have no idea of what is coming. Today, you made this, like Aisha Yusufu said, today's survivors. No, let me put it right. Today's victims, they were yesterday's survivors. That means they survived yesterday's Nigerian rigged system that should kill them. If you are listening to me from Nigeria right now, you are a survivor, right? Because you survived yesterday. Today, as early as it is now, you may not be so lucky. It is not a cause. It is the system you exist in. It is meant to kill you. Everything about it is meant to destroy you. You just need to think. The present thing that they are doing, right? Or the consequence of, let's say, the destructions you are witnessing today, the poverty you are witnessing today, the insecurity you are witnessing today, they are the consequences of actions that should have been taken years back. They were not taken. I hope you also have your video to save you if we fail, finally. Finally, if we fail, those who are today's survivors are likely to be tomorrow's victims. It is a coded word. And I hope it sinks well with you. If you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria will kill you. Omoyele Sowore has been so clear. He said, you want to break Nigeria into pieces? These criminals will not let you do it. And you know it. They will not let you do it. They know you can talk and do everything as we are doing right now. They will continue to come for those who are physically pushing it. You have seen it. People are being killed. Families are being destroyed in Igbo land. Young lives are being cut short in Igbo land. The politicians in Igbo land are keeping quiet for a reason, because they believe in Project Nigeria. It will continue like that until you take down the system that allows it. I don't understand why you are upset with Sowore, and I don't know how long you are going to cry over that, right? You will be killed. Is this going to happen? They kill you every now and then. And when I say kill you, some of you are alarmed. Do you think it's about the physical? They have destroyed many of you, psychologically and economically. You're just adapting. They are killing young people in the eastern part of Nigeria today, simply because they are asking for Biafra. They are already arresting young Yoruba, youth as well, because they are asking for Oduduwa Republic. But that is what they are asking for. What about those who are asking for a better Nigeria? They are killing them too. They are arresting them, harassing and assaulting them. So everyone is in danger. Whether you want Biafra, you want Oduduwa Republic, you want a better Nigeria, you are in danger of these criminals who are holding power. Showore said, until you come together to destroy them, you will never have the opportunity, ever have the opportunity of sitting down to either break up Nigeria or otherwise. Why are you angry? If Atiku wants to help you, this is the time he should show you leadership. But I'm not going to waste my energy on him again, because I know that some of you deliberately chose that. You can wait till 2023, right? They can arrest Showore again. They can lock him up for you until after 2023. But you know what? You will continue to change. You will continue to experience the collapse of Naira. Your electricity will continue to collapse. Your healthcare system will remain in comatose. Your infrastructures will continue to be in ruins. Your human rights will continue to be abused. And you will still never be able to speak your mind. What would that then change? Nothing. You are not tired. When you are tired, when you are tired, and I have to say this to those of you who are standing up, genuinely standing up. Let me say this very well. Do not give up, okay? The reason why all the revolution now and everyone agitating for one thing or the other in Nigeria right now should not give up is this. If you give up, you will leave the space for the likes of Atifkus, Sarakis, Kwakwansos, every other criminal thug, the PDP governors, and so they will fill in the vacuum. They will offer themselves as the solution. They are waiting till 2023 to do that. But we will smoke them out. Buhari will start the revolution before then. Many of you will hit the street before then. In fact, should I surprise you? The whole wahala will start from the northern part of Nigeria. First, the riot will start in the north. Those who were pretending, they can no longer pretend anymore. Rice is no longer cheap. There is no rice in Kano. Many of them cannot go to their villages anymore. All the farmers who are farming in Benue, farming in all this northern part of the country, they have either been killed or displaced. Everything the insecurity has destroyed Nigeria. Okay? So don't give up. Eventually, they are going to use all this to campaign for 2023. Don't give up. Continue. That will continue to scare them from thinking that if at the end of the day this government is destroyed and collapsed, they will not be the one to take over. It's not going to happen. So continue to push. And when Nigerians are tired, they will find their bearings. I am always for the breakup. And until then, let's keep talking. Yes, let's keep talking. I'll see you some other time. Good morning or good afternoon.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú òkúra olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájú.